some streamers who have a big head.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. You know, that's one of the things I noticed when I came to this town. Everyone thinks their shit don't smell, man.
And you know, it's funny. We're going to expose the real here on the show as well, keeping it real cordial and organic. And, of course, talk about some news that's trending right now and JFK files.
So I want to start today because President Trump set the agenda for our podcast. When he released the JFK files, that is something that people have been talking about since he, quite frankly, got shot in 1963. This is something that people died and they wanted to know. This is like one of those things. If I had a genie in a bottle, this is like one of the things I want to know. And when it comes down to JFK, I don't want to talk about all the conspiracies. I don't want to talk about that. There's plenty of shows where we're going to talk about what's coming out, this and that. What I want to talk about is the numerology behind the JFK thing. You know, Fresh, you see me talk about the number 11 quite often.
A lot.
A lot.
What does it mean?
So 11's basically a master number, man. That's why it always happens on 9/11. That's why Al-Qaeda was founded on the 11th. That's why its 3 biggest terrorist attacks happened in Madrid, Spain on the 11th, and Mumbai, India on the 11th, and of course, the stuff that changed everything here in New York City, again, 11 letters on 9/11. But that's not the only thing that you can look at the 11 for. John F. Kennedy was born on the 29th. 2 and 9 is 11. Very charismatic man. Would you agree?
Quite so.
A lot of people would say he was probably one of the most charismatic presidents in American history. And again, it goes with the 11 energy. But see, JFK was very different than every other president. In my opinion, he was the last real president since Donald Trump. He actually did stuff that Trump he don't want nothing to do with, man. He actually went after the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was created in 1913 on a place called Jekyll Island. And what that basically means is it's a reserve bank for the United States. And a lot of people are not happy about that. They consider it economic terrorism. We're not here to talk about that, but we will talk about JFK's battle with them. Because he waited until he was the president on 6/4/1963 to sign executive order. Get this, 11110. So let's do the math, okay? On 6/4/1963, 6 plus 4 plus 1, 9, 6, 3. Let me do it one more time because I know we have women and people who are a little bit on the lower IQ level listening. So let me do this one more time. 6. Should I do it with the hands? Plus 4 plus 1, 9, 6, 3 is going to add up to 29. And again, in numerology, reduce until you get a master number or a single digit. 2 plus 9 equals 11. So on an 11 day, he signed an executive order 11110. So again, the 2 11s. And you know what that did? It stripped the power from the Federal Reserve to print money. They were running things since 1913. As a matter of fact, the Titanic. A lot of people don't know this, but the Titanic was a hit job.
Oh, 100%. People are on there that need to be taken off.
Exactly.
For a reason, yeah.
And the reason they had to be taken out was because they were against the Federal Reserve Act. See, at that time, there was a guy by the name of Mr. Uster. And Mr. Uster wasn't part of the Illuminati cabal or the 13 bloodlines, but he was so powerful that you can't just take him out, okay? So he had 40% of the mortgages in America. He owned 40% of the mortgages in America. So again, this was a very powerful man. And he was against the Federal Reserve. They took him out. And they took him out on a boat called the Titanic, which a lot of people say is the Olympia, the sister ship of the Titanic. But regardless, this is pretty much how it went. Titanic taken out, all of a sudden, all the people who were being bribed by Mr. Uster, all the politicians, all the political swine, they were being, bribed. They're out the picture because now all that money dried up. They're switching sides. They're about it. Loyal as a back alley whore. This is pretty much how this stuff works. And then in Jekyll Island, 1913, the Federal Reserve gets passed. What happens in 1914?
You tell me.
World War II. World War I. I just messed up a good clip, man. See, I'm disappointed in myself. Just messed up a good clip, man. There's no replay in this, guys.
It's live.
You either do it or you don't. But again, went from Titanic, Federal Reserve, and then they had their money for their war. This is how it worked. JFK knew this. And this is why he wanted to shut down their money supply. And as soon as JFK shut down their money supply, they start issuing silver certificates. If you go to coin shops and stuff like that, you'll see American dollars that have silver certificates. What happened? They killed him on 11/22/1963.
I just gotta say, man, we did a podcast with Ryan Dawson back in the day, and he was right about everything. Him, Myron spoke about it in detail. Full podcast of Rumble, and keeping it real, man. Nothing was a lie. It was all true.
It was 100% all true.
Yep.
But this is the aspect of the numerology that no one knew, because he used numerology against the people in charge, against the cabal on 11/11, and they used it against him because they killed him on 11/22.
Damn, it's cold.
You see how it is? People don't notice this stuff, but the numerology is all over the place. And by the way, JFK was a snake. He was born in the snake year. You know the interesting thing about snakes when they get the power?
What?
They usually die in office. The longest serving American president was Franklin D. Roosevelt. Thank you. The longest serving, we got to work on that timing a little bit. The longest serving president in American history, 4 terms, was Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was a snake. He died in office. John F. Kennedy was assassinated. He died in office. By the way, this isn't just in America. There is a guy on called Chairman Mao. Might be one of the most historic figures of the last century. He built the CCP, the Communist Party. He was in charge for about 30 years, and he died in office. You know what the funny thing is? As soon as he died, they arrested all his friends and his wife, too. Listen, politics in some other country are hardcore, brother.
Yeah, no.
You either win or you die.
I think in America it's more in the shadows. Whenever overseas is more like in your face. So you definitely get killed for that shit.
100%. Now, if you guys want a live reading on here, it's 98 or above. But if you want to donate anything above 26, you're going to have a bot. Take care of it. One that I didn't actually, program myself,
Welcome
but
to
it
AI.
has my knowledge.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't program. I'm not that guy. I'm the talent. All these other people need jobs. They need to make money too. I'm not just going to sit here behind a microphone and make everyone's going to jump on my back. That's not how it's going to work over here. Everyone's got to put in work, and I put the talent and the knowledge behind the app, but they implemented it. So if you want it, make a donation above 26. You'll get a reading right then and there on YouTube approved. And if you want something or reading out loud, it's 98 or above. Fresh, what's in the news?
Yeah, man. So recently we made some posts on Twitter that went viral. Our boys in town, and a lot of things going on behind the scenes. A lot of creators are coming to Miami, spring break, doing vlogs and collaborations. Eden had his boxing event. Things went down. But it's funny because nowadays, I guess lying is a way to attack people, and the lies are so blatant. We got to address these lies 100%. So we'll get to that later on in the show. But I will say this. I'm surprised to see the engagement on Twitter, because I'm getting 8 million impressions off of one post. Is insane, bro. It's crazy. But
who was in the video with you?
Well, we went to Kiki on the River. It was Academics, Tate, Myron, and Andrew.
These are pretty big names.
I know.
Academics by himself is a huge name.
I know. But you know what's funny? All the haters, even Freddie Gibbs, spoke about this. And I'm like, hold on a minute. Freddie Gibbs, my guy. Yo, last time I checked, your baby mom was getting smashed out with a plunger on her head. That's just crazy. We can't show it on screen, but it was insane. But we'll do the first topic of the day, though. And it's Duke Dennis, man, from the AMP team. Look, I don't hate Duke or nothing like that. I just find it funny that his content is geared towards making women happy. But at the same time, he had a recent crash that's pretty insane. So we'll check it out real quick.
Making women happy.
Yeah.
What a huge L.
I know. Because
if that's your mission in life, to make women happy, you're going to fail. And you're going to fail miserably.
100%, bro.
I give a lot of readings. I've been doing it for about 2 decades. And I remember this one guy specifically. He called me up and he's like, Gary, I moved from Japan to Indonesia because my woman wanted me to. And as soon as I got to Indonesia, I opened a business. I made a life for us there. And then she decided she didn't want to live anymore. And then she moved back to Japan, but he had to stay there in Indonesia because he was making money. He couldn't leave. He has his business there. And he's like, man, she's such a horrible person. I can't believe this happened. And I'm like, bro, that wasn't your wife's fault. That was your fault.
Yeah.
You followed a woman. You followed a woman, you fail. So remember, every single guy out there, if you follow a woman's lead, you will always fail. And, you know, this